Good morning, dear colleagues. Today we are going to talk about effective grammar teaching, balancing input and the output. I'm a teacher of English language, Maukebekov, Askar from school number 185. Firstly, what is input and the output? Input, process of understanding language. They are skills of listening and also reading. Output is production. What we could get from input, we will share with these skills. They are speaking and also writing. Effective grammar teaching, balancing input and the output. How to balance? Today's topics. The importance of balanced input and the output in communicative teaching. Balancing input and output in lesson planning. Activities for increasing students' output and supporting creative expression in grammar practice. Here we will have 3 questions. Question number 1. Look at the pictures of 2 different classrooms. Which classroom do you think would be more effective for grammar teaching? And why? Yes, from A, lecture. From B, activities. How do you think? So, firstly, in question 1, lecture versus interactive environment. Secondly, input alone won't produce fluency in productive skills. What is communicative classroom? Learning by sharing and using language rather than simply being told about it? Yes. Sometimes in our lessons, we will try to give them, to help them to get something new, we try to speak a lot, sometimes interactive environment also more useful. Balancing input and the output. Our course should include an approximately even balance of meaning-focused input, language-focused learning, meaning-focused output, and the fluency activities. We discussed here, we finished our question number 1. We will start our question number 2. Language joke. So language joke taken from the internet. Here you can see the link under the picture. This is a dialogue between a teacher and a student. Teacher says, give me a sentence that starts with I. Student says, I is. Over here, teacher stops. You should never say I is. You should always say I am. Now try again. What did you want to say? Student says, I'm sorry. I'm the 9th letter of the alphabet. And what mistake did this teacher make? Yes, of course. A classroom out of balance. Too much focus on language forms. Not enough engaging for meaning. Yes, I can offer over here, when they have speech, we should take a lot kind of notes, incorrect words, what kind of mistakes, our students can do, all should be taken on our note book, and when they finish, we should give them corrections, it will be more useful for our lessons. In question number 3, story. I think we can have such kind of stories, such kind of situations in our classrooms. This is student's word. Teacher, we have studied the same grammar lessons every year, but we still have trouble with them and make mistakes using them. How you can explain the situation? Just imagine, yeah, anyone can, yeah, have such kind of situation, yeah. They learn, but they cannot speak or they cannot write. Some students can write well, but cannot speak well, yeah. Reflection issue, a lack of communicative skills practice, learning about language or learning to use language, learning lessons or practicing communication skills. Integrated grammar use starts in the classroom and extends beyond. Importance of balance. As we discussed from question number 1 to 3, we will stop for each one. In question 1, input alone isn't enough. It means is not enough communication. From question number 2, output needs meaning, creativity, and personalization. In question number 3, skills integrated grammar practice begins in class. All these questions are were discussed, and find the balance planning. Exploring a topic. Exploring a topic, then goes focusing on language, then goes responding to, developing the topic, and so on. Lesson plan. Over here, I'll try to give simple lesson plans. From here, from the lesson number 1, yeah, Sam is going to be there is and there are. Students are beginners. Aim is students will be able to describe objects in a room using there is and there are structures for singular and plural nouns. Explore topic, review vocabulary. Teacher models language, singular or plural, and so on. Personalize through description. Interact, read, question, and find author. Here we have room images, yeah? All things, all kind of items here. We can see over here telephone, magazine, notebook, pen, yeah, bicycle, and so on, yeah. Flowers you can find out there. And so our students can use there is and there are structure and they can describe this room. Balancing input and the output, how it goes in this lesson. Meaning focused input, working with room images. Language focused learning, model sentences. Meaning focused output, describing a room. Fluency activity, reading, finding the author. All our skills here, over here, given. Another way. So this is the next second simple lesson plan. Exploring a topic. Explore a topic, review vocabulary. So over here, given such kind of map, ticket, telephone, the passport, and so on. Yeah. Also, playing, we can see. So our school children can decide. Yeah, it's what kind of lesson? Of course, traveling. From simple lesson number 2, grammar is going to be present perfect and past simple. Over here we have dialogue between journalist and the N. Journalist, I'm here with Ann Johnson, world traveler. What's the most interesting trip you have ever taken? That's a difficult question. One of the most interesting was when I visited the old city of Petra in Jordan. I went there last summer. Journalist says, have you ever done anything dangerous? And says, I swam with crocodiles in Botswana 2 years ago. Journalist, what's the next on your travel list? And I haven't ridden on the Trans-Siberian Railway in Russia. And I've never seen the statue on Easter Island in Chile. From simple lesson number 2, present perfect and the past simple analysis. Over here, our students can find out or underline, can analyze dialogue. They can find out present perfect and the past simple. You have ever taken, I visited, I went, have you ever I swam, I haven't ridden, I have never seen, and so on. Present perfect and the past simple. Students, pre-intermediate adults in a language school. AIM students will be able to describe general life experiences using the present perfect and the specific details using the simple past tense. Dialogue. Text of an interview of a world traveler. Analysis of text. Students find examples of tenses, positive, negative, question forms, and so on. 3 or 4 students claim to have had an experience, only one has. Other students ask questions and guess who. Balancing input and output in lesson number 2. A course should include a roughly even balance of meaning-focused input is dialogue and the text, language-focused learning, analyze the text, meaning-focused output, creating sentences, fluency activities, asking and answering to guess. We finish it. Now, increasing output, think, produce, and communicate. Now over here, I'll try to give games. Building topics through brainstorming. Teams think of 3 experiences. What experiences might a famous world traveler have? First, she has kicked in the Himalayas. Number 2, she has cruised on the Nile. Number 3, she has toured Europe. In the language focus, the teacher generates model sentences. She has visited Europe many times. She went to France in 2010, 2012, and 2016. Secondly, communicative sharing. Mingle, find someone who. Students use a survey with blank names. Has swam in the ocean, has never traveled abroad. And you can ask follow-up questions. Communicative sharing question card. Students have a question and must ask everyone else in the class. Example, have you ever eaten something unusual? What was it? When did you eat it? Where were you? And so on. This kind of communication, dialogue can help them to, how to say, communicate with each other, to share their opinion. They can use grammar structure from the simple lesson number 2. We could get information that can have such kind of games and communications and so on. So that's all. Thanks a lot for your participation, for your listening. Goodbye.